my name is Lisa, and today I'll be showing you how to make creamy onion soup. We will be using milk, chives, beef broth, Philadelphia cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of sugar, and the main ingredient, 3 onions. So, here we have on our heat on low in the pan our melting butter so that we can saute the onions. While that is melting on low, I will be chopping up the onions, and you want the pieces of onions to be fairly small because they will be end up being pureed, and just make sure you don't end up crying too much while doing it because they do sometimes affect the eyes. So after you have completed the chopping them process, as you can tell they're in somewhat small pieces, you will be transferring them into your pot where I have done so with all 3 of the onions. Here you will keep them in the pot for about half an hour with the butter, sauteing them until they are caramelized. So you're going to want to let them sit and simmer, but mix them on occasion. So, as you can tell, these are starting to become transparent, which means they're cooking very well with the sauteing. They are starting to turn a little bit brown, which is good because we want them to be caramelized, but they're not quite done yet, as you can tell, because they're not fully brown and caramelized. So, while they're being still cooking and sauteing, there are other things we can do, which include mixing the cream mixture together for the soup. I'll be using 3 tablespoons of Philadelphia cream cheese, which is equal to 3 ounces, 1 tablespoon of milk, 1 cup of milk, and 1 cup of beef broth. Now that they're in the bowl, you can use the room temperature and mix them together and try and cream them. The Philadelphia cream cheese should be at room temperature, which will make it easier to cream into the mixture, make it nice and thick. If you are having a little bit of trouble doing it because it wasn't fully at room temperature, you can use a whisk and mix the mixture together a little more. Mixing this together, trying to cream it. If you still have small pieces of cream cheese in it, it is okay because later on that will be corrected when we add it to the mixture. So for now, I'm just going to put it off to the side for later when we add it to the onions. What I'm going to do now is I have some chives out on my now clean knife and cutting board, and I'm going to cut them into 2 different ways. I'll be cutting them horizontally, like so they create little O's or circles, so they look like tiny tires. And this is for garnish, and another part of the garnish that we'll be adding is you'll make them a little bit longer and cutting them down so they look like small pieces of grass. And this will also be used for the top. We've been having these cook for about half an hour now, simmer. They are a nice brown color, and they're very close to being finished caramelized. So now what we're going to do, because they're not quite completely caramelized, they're just caramelized with butter, we're going to add the sugar to the mixture and just mix it into the onions to complete the caramelization process. So there we go. I'm just going to stir it in and mix it in a little bit. Then over here, again, we have that Philadelphia cream cheese and the beef broth and the milk mixture. We are just going to go ahead and pour it in and just get all that nice cream cheese that's stuck to the bottom in there. We'll stir it up a little bit. Right now it's not really a creamy mixture. It's more of a very chunky mixture. So we like to finish it off with pureeing it with this very awesome submersion mixture. So now that it's finished and it's fully pureed and it's in a smooth mixture, you want to make sure that you don't lift up the mixture though, because it will splatter everywhere. Once you're done, you can then spoon it out into your nice dishes.
That smells really good.
Would you like to try some?
Yes, I would.
Well, let me just finish putting the garnish on it first.
Okay.
Sprinkle a little bit of the chives on top for the smaller pieces, and then put about 2 larger pieces on top a piece. So that one fell down the plate. There you go. Have a taste.
Oh, that's delicious.
Good. Glad you like it. Now I'm going to try some for mine.
Snaps on that.
I know.